Hi guys! Today I'm going to review The Iron Trial by Cassandra, Clare and Holly Black. I read half of this book during the Cramathon. You can see our Cramathon TBR and wrap up down below. I'll leave the links, but I didn't quite finish it because I was a bit optimistic. This book was over 300 pages, which was a bit hard to do in 4 days as well as reading other things, but I finished it pretty soon after the Cramathon and I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd review it today. This book is all about the main character, who is this guy on the cover, not the one in the middle, the one next to him, called Callum Hunt, also known as Cal. And basically his father has brought him up on stories of the Magisterium, which is a magic school that you go to when you reach, I think it's 12, and you have magical abilities. And he's brought him up on all these horror stories about how awful a place it is, how they experiment on students, and it's just a really awful place and really dangerous for him. So when he receives, I don't know, I think it's like a letter to say you have to go to the Iron Trial, which is the test you have to go to get into the school, he's just 100% trying to fail it because his dad thinks it's an awful place and he doesn't want Cal to go through that. At the start of this book is the actual Iron Trial, like the title says, but as you may also be able to tell from the book cover and these other magical looking folks on the front, he doesn't quite succeed in failing the Iron Trial, which means he has to go to the Magisterium school. And when he gets to this school, lots of interesting things go down and he makes some friends but also hits some problems along the way. And I don't really want to say too much more than that because I think this is a good book to go into a little bit blind and just discover it for yourself, because it's very intriguing, like the magic system, how that works. It's all to do with the elements like earth, fire, water, air, and also chaos, which is kind of the main sort of plot line in this, is chaos magic and how that turned this evil dude, how he sort of caused a big war and they're looking for someone with chaos magic to help fight against him. If you've heard about this book already, you may have also heard that a lot of people compare it to Harry Potter and about how it has a lot of similarities with Harry Potter. And although this is true, I don't think it's really a bad thing because Harry Potter's great. What's wrong with more magic schools? And I think the main similarities are in the trio, the main trio, and the bad guy, because the bad guy's called the Enemy of Death because he wants to defeat death and live forever. It kind of sounds like a Voldemort that we know. And obviously there's a main trio, 2 guys, 1 girl. The girl's quite studious and things. But I'd say that's about as far as the similarities go, because it is a magic boarding school, but the magic system works completely differently. It's all about absorbing energy and you can like eat rocks and it will help you get closer to earth magic. There's no wands or anything like that. The actual setting of the Magisterium school is nothing like Hogwarts at all. It's a big underground cave type thing. It's actually kind of creepy. And you know, there are similarities, but I think if you can get past that and see it as its own story, it has a lot of originality to it as well, and I'm excited to see where the next few books go and how they kind of break away from this Harry Potter similarities and become its own little story and own little world. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 3.75 stars because it wasn't quite a 4, but it wasn't a 3 either. Like, it was a really good read, and the last 100 pages or so I was really engrossed and really wanted to know what happened. But I did also have some problems with it. I know it's a middle grade book, but it didn't really read like a middle grade book because in some ways the plot was quite confusing and certain aspects were kind of not explained very well and a bit underdeveloped, so that didn't really feel like a kid's book because it was a bit confusing. But then the writing style was quite simple. I don't feel like there was enough character development. Like, I didn't always believe the relationships, like some of the friendships and things. I didn't quite buy into it, so the writing style annoyed me a little bit at times. That might just be because it's being written by 2 authors. And the Harry Potter similarities didn't bother me, they didn't really lessen my rating, but I know for some people that is a massive problem that they can't really overcome with the book. But it definitely had a lot of merit. I think it was very intriguing. I definitely want to pick up the next few books. Originally I was a bit bored by it. After about halfway through, it definitely got a lot more interesting. Also, there was a big twist I didn't see coming. I thought I had planned the twist and I was like, oh, it's a kid's book, I've got it right, because I tend to always guess twists and what's going to happen. But this one had 2 big twists that completely surprised me, which I don't want to say. If you read the author's notes at the back of this book, they kind of explain where they were going with the series, which is one of my favourite things, which is to do with like who's the main character and things like that, which was really, really good. So I thought that was very original. I was happily surprised by the twist and definitely want to pick up the next book. So I'd recommend this for anyone who likes fantasy, Harry Potter, and just quite a fun, quick read. I'm hoping that the next few books get more mature as the characters mature, a bit like Harry Potter did, because this one was a little bit immature at times. But overall, I think this is definitely worth picking up. So let me know down below if you read this book and what you thought of it, or if you've got any other fantasy recommendations for me to read, because I'm on quite a fantasy hype at the minute. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!